Yeah, this is the recap and review of season 2 of The Wire. We're gonna start this one, boom, straight off in with Avon and D'Angelo locked up.
Second time, yeah. End of last season.
Yeah, D'Angelo serving 25, Barksdale serving 7. Yeah, Avon 7. Yeah, it ended kind of shaky. You know, Barksdale trying to reach out to D'Angelo, but after Wallace's death, he's really not really fucking with the Barksdale gang.
You had Avon and his sister, D'Angelo's mum, both trying to talk him around like, yo, this is a family lifestyle, this is what you need to do, you need to like retract your statement, come back to the fold, things will be fine.
And he's like, just leave me alone, I don't want to be bothered, I don't want any of this anymore.
It's like, I played a part, someone got killed, I'm going to do my time and just put my head down.
And he basically starts taking drugs in prison.
Yeah.
You know?
Fuck all else to do, innit? You got all that shit on your mind, so he wants to escape.
And same time, Avon's like, yo, try and stay away from the drugs for a while, alright? Just do that for me.
Try and get your head right, come back round.
Yeah. And next thing you know, people start dying in the prison, overdosing. Some of the drugs in the prison have been spiked and people have been dying. And you know, luckily D'Angelo stopped taking drugs.
Yeah.
Stopped taking stuff just by then, you know.
Just in time after Avon had mentioned him not to.
Yeah, which made D'Angelo look at Avon again like, yo, did you spike the fucking drugs in the prison? Are you killing people off in there? Which kind of pushes him further away from his uncle.
Yeah. So when Stringer comes to visit and asks Avon,
he's
like,
talking to him,
how are you doing? What's D'Angelo doing? Is he on board? And Stringer tells him up like.
And Avon's like, yeah, it's gonna take some more time, and that's not what Stringer
wanted to hear. Stringer's been in this position of like a leader. He's taking over now from Avon for a good few months now. Yeah. So he's thinking, I'm a decision maker. I need to get stuff done. I can't have anything fall back on me.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like, he's already given you up. If he gives me up, then we're both in here. Then the empire is going to fall.
Shit, yeah. So he basically puts out a hit on D'Angelo. Out of town shooter.
Yeah, you can't have anyone from West Baltimore know that you're doing that. So yeah, it's like Chicago or New York, innit? I think New York he reaches out to or someone.
Yeah, so he talks to some guys and the guy's like, yo, my cousin's locked up in there.
I can get him to do it. It look real good, real smooth. We'll make it look like a suicide.
Make it look like he took his own life, and what she does, he strangles him and hangs his neck around
the doorknob.
Make like sad. So D'Angelo's taken out of the game. It hit Avon hard.
Yeah, because he kind of felt he was like, kind of coming round.
Like he felt like he was responsible for it and all that, but gotta move on. You know, that's the streets.
That's also like sprinkling the tension there now for Stringer versus Avon.
Yeah, but even though Avon doesn't know that, that Stringer had anything to do with it at the time. So
which is spreading the hint for like future seasons of Descent.
Yeah, but it doesn't. At the same time, Stringer Bell, he's still running in West Baltimore, and but the product he has isn't that strong. So most of the fiends are leaving West Side to go to East Side to get good stuff, which he has to tell Avon. And he's like, yeah, we need better food, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna try and find some dude in here
with a connect that we can sort us out. Just give me a bit of time. I'm on it.
You know.
Yeah, but like the main season 2 picks off in a whole new environment, and this time it's like the docks.
Flies to East Baltimore, the dock life.
We're introduced to some brand new characters. Frank Sobotka, Polish union worker.
Union worker, he runs the docks. He runs the team who runs on the docks.
Yeah, he works there with his nephew Nick, who's best friends with his son Ziggy. Nick and Ziggy, one of my highlight pairings of the season. Actually, those two together were a tag team of comedic relief and good heart.
Yeah, Ziggy's a bit of a fuck up.
Yeah, he's a bit of a hothead.
Even at work, he fucks up a lot of stuff.
Because his nepotism is the son of the boss, so
like,
he pisses around. He's always not going to get sacked.
Too much work. My dad runs the joint, so. But yeah, he's a bit of a fuck up, and Nick, he's a bit of a worker. He has a child.
Aspirations.
Yeah, he lives in his mom's basement. He wants to get his own place with him and his girl and the child, so they can But
so that's why he's doing these.
The dock doesn't really make. They have a lot of, not too many workers, but it's not a lot of work going on the docks. So
it's trying to find shift patterns for each people is tough, in it. Yeah.
So he has to do shady deals with his uncle, who deal with the Greeks.
Some shady little organisation who we're not really too familiar with. No one really gets named or known. They're just run by one head honcho called the Greek.
Yeah, and they have a lieutenant and it's a bunch of soldiers,
little runners and everything. But they do importing and exporting at the docks of drugs,
chemicals,
women,
everything.
So obviously by importing this stuff and taking a blind eye, Sobotka and his son Nick get paid.
Yeah.
Bit of side though. Ziggy, when he gets his change, he doesn't want to be working on the docks. He wants to be a drug dealer. He's got aspirations. He wants a flash car and everything. So he goes to buy some weight off cheese.
Yeah, you can't get it off of White Mike because White Mike said you fucked up the last package.
Yeah, so you don't want to go to someone on your own doorstep.
Yeah,
you go out of town, but by doing that, you're also putting yourself at risk. Definitely. Now, Cheese is played by Method Man.
Yes.
And Cheese is I don't know, antagonistic type of character, but yeah, he's not a bad guy. He's not a good guy, but he's funny. But don't fuck with him.
You don't fuck with him. Don't fuck with his cheese.
Yeah. So he picks up the package. He obviously tries to drop it off to some, is it a kid or some runner on his estate?
Yeah.
He's like, work this for me. You can get a cut.
G-pack, kickbacks 500.
That's all I need.
5.
Bam.
Make shit work. Yeah. The dude basically shorts Ziggy because he knows Ziggy has no
cojones.
Yeah.
Yeah, he thinks he's a weakling. He's got no backbone. Yeah, so he thinks I can mug this guy off easily. So
pocket the money. Give him some short change. He takes a short change.
What's he gonna do?
Nothing. Hops in his car, drives off. Before he gets to the lights, Cheese and his gang ambush him.
Yeah, where's my money?
Got a little bit of change.
Fuck you, pay me.
It's not enough.
I'm gonna take your fucking car, which I can't remember the name he calls it, but it's a female's name because he loves his car.
Yeah.
It's like his prized possessions. Am I taking it off him?
I'm gonna remember that name.
It hurt him.
But yeah.
So Ziggy's car's been robbed. He can't make money on the payment because he's been played off by the kid that's doing the running for him. Yeah. So he goes to Nick. It's like, Nick, help me out, bro. I need to get my car back. I can't have this.
Yeah.
So Nick, having done deals with the Greek, speaks to them. So you can do me a favour. And obviously you're imposing. You've got your fingers in a few pies, a few dodgy dealings. You could be some nice backup for me.
Yeah. And at the same time, he's looking at the guy like, well, we don't know this guy. No, what was it? We don't actually know this guy, but the guy he works for, we know him. That's that's Cheese's uncle, Prop Joe.
He runs like the east side of Baltimore. So they agree to it. They accompany Nick to the meeting.
Yeah. Obviously,
once Prop Joe, Meth, Cheese are in the meeting, they realise, this kid knows the Greeks.
Yeah.
Not only are we scared, but we can't fuck up our connect with the Greeks because they bring in the best product, which is why the east side is winning and Stringer's fucking running around to Avon trying to scramble to get the best import and new connect. So once things get resolved with Ziggy, Nick, everything gets bypassed, he gets the car back.
Yeah.
Nick pretty much tells Ziggy, you want to carry on with this, that's fine. I'm taking over. Because obviously you're being taken for a mug.
Yeah.
We can't allow that.
Show you no respect.
I'll get involved with you. We'll split it 50-50, so you still get paid, but let me deal with it. Because basically, Ziggy, I love you, but you're a hothead, mate. You're gonna get us fucked up and killed.
But Ziggy wants to be the face.
Ziggy's got Ziggy don't want to be second fiddle. He don't want to be Robin. He wants to be Batman. Yeah. So he's a bit of resentment, bit of jealousy there with Nick, which leads him to try and get other forms of monetary values and income from the Greeks.
Yeah, side partners.
Side partner.
Who owns like an electronic shop. He basically told him like, I can get you the new Mercedes. No tags, because where you're from, people don't care for tags. I was thinking that's fucked up. Yeah. But he's like, I can get them for you.
But one of my favourite scenes is when he tries to explain to Nick, to Ziggy, about what cars he wants. Like, you know these cars? And Ziggy knows his shit.
Yeah.
So when the guy just explains his value to him about how much you'll pay for him, and then Ziggy breaks down the stats and the facts, like a Mercedes S-Class at this price, with this value imported from here would be this at the conversion rate, so I should get this.
Knows his shit.
And I was impressed with Ziggy because he broke it down. I think it was for all of electricals as well. Yeah. So he knew how much he should be paid. He wasn't asking for too much. He just knew how much you would make and the proportion that he should be getting.
Which was 20%.
I think it was around 20 VAT in it.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
And then Ziggy does the move.
Yeah, is that where he cuts the hole in the fence?
Yeah, to make it look like
and just
it was an outside
out.
job because he worked for the union who stores the cars. So it was a good look.
Now, if Ziggy was like that all the time, then he could be trusted.
Yeah.
But
you know what I think it is? He just had bad luck.
Yeah. He's still too young.
He brought someone himself, but I think sometimes he did actually have bad luck.
So he goes back to the Greek side, man. Gives him all his dealings, electricals, like you're about to get paid, things are all good.
And he gives him the money, and it's
shortchanged.
It's like half of what he owes him.
Like taking him for a right fucking remote here.
And he's like, yo, what the fuck's going on? And he's like, yo, that was the offer last week. This week, it's this.
Smarmy little prick. I can't remember the guy on the screen, but he was a right little cunt.
He was a little ass. And Ziggy just basically walks out. Upset.
I had enough. Because not only this, but then like Nick taking over his business, getting beaten up by the drug dealers, getting his car robbed, and getting bullied at work by all the dock workers and that because he was the boss's son. He'd had enough, and you can only push someone so far before they break. And Ziggy broke, went to his car, got his gun,
came back. Yeah, and he shot.
Pow pow pow.
He shot the store clerk there. Shot him once, and he shot.
Was there a random? Was it his son or a civilian or a worker?
A worker. I think it was like related to him.
Which kind of like
showed how he was just
affected Ziggy more than the betrayal and of shooting the other guy, but then he just walked away in a haze, in a state, because he was shocked at what he'd done.
Yeah, and he went to the police station.
Yeah, handed himself in because Ziggy's a good
guy. He's not about that life. He just wants money.
Yeah.
Which the news gets back to Nick. Nick tells his dad, Frank. Frank goes to get his son out, but before he goes to the police, he goes to see the Greeks.
Just to explain.
Yeah, and they talking about they can resolve all their issues and everything. And
tell him not to say anything. Yeah. It's like we can get him out of this situation. It's not a problem.
At the same time, Ziggy didn't snitch.
No.
He just
confessed to the crime.
Confessed to the crime. He told him what he did with the cars, but he didn't snitch on anyone else. He just told him on himself.
Yeah.
And Frank went to go see the Greeks, and the guy killed him, slit his throat, stabbed him, tied him down, threw him in the lake or in the docks.
Not necessarily needed, but also kind of expected. If you know what the Greeks were doing throughout the whole season, you kind of seen it coming.
Yeah, they were chopping the heads
Nick
off. Nick
took it tough because he thought he had like a little kinship with him, because he kind of had like that father-son relationship with you know the guy's name, innit? It's the Greek's henchman, innit?
Yeah, the second command.
The second in command. They had a really nice bond together, so Nick kind of felt betrayed by that, that he wouldn't. Plus
the
Bondis.
That's it.
Plus that, and also that he wouldn't actually kill his uncle, because Nick kind of assumed, you'll go, you'll meet, you'll talk, you'll reason it out. The reasonable men, the hard but reasonable men, but then for him to kill his uncle.
Yeah.
For Ziggy to have confessed to a crime, like Nick's all alone, he feels betrayed, so he goes to the police and turns on the Greeks.
Yeah, he gives them everything.
Everything he knows, which turns out to be not that much, because if you only refer to the main guy as the Greek, and the Bondis was one of many multiple aliases on the passport, and they've now left, you're fucking clutching at straws.
Really?
You've got nothing. That's why we've pretty much mentioned the cops' non-existence in this season, because they
just do a bunch of
useless.
They do.
They
try a bunch of like wiretaps, and they
bust them. Resolve the case of all the women being imported because the hole wasn't drilled in it and they couldn't air and one died.
Yeah.
I think it was Freeman.
Yeah.
That resolved that case mainly, but apart from that little interaction, we didn't see the cops that season because it was mainly all at the docks and it was all about the Greeks.
Yeah.
Nick's little side angle and the East v West Coast beef, which we need to mention.
Which leads to
the introduction of a brand new character.
Yes, Brother Mouzone. Brother Mouzone was a shooter from New York who came out on retainer.
Yeah.
For Barksdale, because
Avon called him in because he wanted to drive away the East Coast from getting on his patch, even though that's not what Stringer wanted, because he wanted to do business with him because they had the best products with the Greek.
Yeah, Stringer did a deal with Prop Joe giving him one of the towers, giving him 2 of the towers, and they took 2.
Which Avon and Stringer took years
to
build up and make a strong, viable, profitable business.
Yeah,
and then for him to give it up without really consulting Avon.
Avon didn't know that was the deal.
He's inside.
So he sent Muzone, who came out there and he basically warned all the East Siders, move from here. They didn't. They got shot, which he did. He shot Method Man.
Now, Muzone is a bad man.
Yeah.
This is like some educated, silent assassin killer.
Quote, he has more bodies than a Chinese cemetery. That's what they say, I swear. That's a lot of bodies.
Yeah. So his interaction, especially with his little butler type guy,
with his
assistant, was quite fun.
Also a big actor. If you ever watched the show The Corner, he was the actual DeAndre, who the show was actually about. That was him, who plays Muzone's.
Like a side little element from the actual Wire show.
That's where the Wire actually broke off of that.
People there, David Simon.
Yeah, that's big.
So with Brother Muzone's introduction, this obviously goes against what Stringer's working for and building towards, which puts a spanner in his plans. So Stringer,
he goes out of his
gets
way.
His little villainous mustache twirl out to come up with a plan.
Yeah.
Like, how can I get this fucker out, but also get rid of one of my other enemies from the previous season, Omar, who was also probably still sticking me up and causing me a lot of dough.
Yeah.
So he pits them two against each other by telling Omar
that
Brother Muzone was the one that killed
Brandon, his boyfriend.
His boyfriend in season 1. Kid squirreled out on the car. So that means Omar's now going at Brother Muzone.
And Muzone is
great TV.
He's smooth. You can barely catch him, but that's what Omar does for a living. So he actually catches Muzone slipping, which I thought was amazing.
But that's through his bodyguard, assistant. Because he catches the assistant slipping, it allows him to catch Muzone in the act.
And he catches Muzone, he shoots him, gives him a gut shot, and he was gonna kill Muzone for killing Brandon, but then Muzone tells him that you have the wrong information.
Yeah. And Omar
actually believes him. He actually believes him, and he backs off.
They're saying he's not a guy just going to come in there and shoot and kill blindly. He wants information. He wants to make sure he's killing the right people because he has a code.
Exactly.
Obviously, Brother Muzone's in the game, so he's legitimately right to kill him, but he wanted to make sure he got the right guy and wasn't being played. If you don't play Omar,
you don't. And Stringer Bell played him like a fiddle.
Like, you come at the king, you best not miss, and Stringer missed wildly.
So, that leaves Brother Muzone laid up in the hospital bed. Stringer goes to visit him, and Stringer, he's nervous because the person who he sent after him obviously didn't complete the mission. So he wanted to know what happened,
what you're going to do after now. And
Muzone felt insulted by Stringer saying that because of his stature and his, you don't ask, as they say, you don't ask bad men, stuff like that, So Stringer, Brother Muzone basically told Stringer Bell that his business in Baltimore is no longer.
Our deal with Avon is complete. I'm going back to New York.
Good day.
Yeah, Stringer kind of got what he wanted, but
so he's still running. He's still getting East Side dope, running in the towers.
But he didn't get Omar killed. Muzone didn't get killed, but he kind of did not get back to Avon yet. So Stringer's still in a position of power for now.
So he goes back to prison and he lets him know about Muzone, and Prop Joe has the best dope. So Avon says, you know what, fuck it.
If that's what needs to be. So Stringer's talked it round.
And it finally came into play. So East Side is sharing the projects with, sharing the towers with West Side.
Yeah, so the West Side's still strong, East Side is strong. Products healthy, still probably from the Greeks somewhere because the importing business is fine.
Yeah.
Avon's still doing time, but he's got a reduced sentence because he notified the pen about
the dirty cop,
the spiked cocaine.
Yeah, it was actually a CO who was selling drugs in the prison.
Yeah, he wouldn't play nice with Avon, so Avon set him up and gave that information to the warden. Got time off his sentence,
which he was looking to give to D'Angelo.
D'Angelo. So yes,
nothing to do with them.
So D'Angelo, Avon also got time off his sentence, but he also, in a way, he wanted to get his nephew off the drugs, and I can do that by getting rid of this CO who's being a dick to me, and by giving that information to the warden, it helps me. So kind of selfish, but he's looking out for his family.
Yeah,
it's a fair play. So I think we'll leave the season with Avon in pen, hoping for him to get out at some point next season in season 3.